So as you guys can see, I'm starting with my eyebrows already done just to save a little bit of time. Normally I like to do my eyeshadow first and then move on to foundation just to avoid any type of fallout ruining my foundation. But for this particular look, I'm going to do my foundation first. So to start off, I'm going to go into this pore filler by NYX just to minimize the look of pores. And my problem areas are in my cheek area. So I'm going to apply a little bit of it there in those areas just to make sure that my foundation goes on very smooth. Also, I tend to get the little marionette lines a lot from smiling. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of it here as well to fill in those lines and make sure I don't have that issue. Now next, of course, I'm going in with some Milk of Magnesia. So this helps to minimize oil in my skin. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that there to make sure that my face stays matte throughout the day. Then we're going to give it just a moment to dry. Next, we're going to move on to foundation, and I'm going to go in with my two faves, the Fit Me by Maybelline in the color 330 Toffee and Revlon Color Stay in 400 Caramel. And I'm mixing these two together to get my perfect shade. So I'm going to just dot it all over my face. Then using a beauty blender, I'm just going to buff this into my skin. And next I'm going in with the Revlon and I'm going to do the same exact thing. And now we can move on to the eyes. So I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer and I'm going to use this to prime my eyelids. So I'm just going to press a little bit onto the lid, and this is just going to help the shadows to lay down a lot smoother. And I'm going to just blend it up towards the brow. Next, I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm going to use this as a shadow. So I'm going to go into, I believe this one is called Java. I'm not sure, so I will put it in the description box. So I'm going to use this mainly on the outer corner of my eye and work it into the crease. So starting at the outer corner, I'm just going to work it in here just to get most of the product off the brush, and then I'm going to start to move it a little bit towards the inner corner but not all the way. And then I'm just going to start to blend it outward because I really want this to be a really blown out smoky eye, so I'm going to bring it up a little bit towards the brow. And the same thing on the other eye, starting at the outer corner, getting most of the product off the brush and then working it towards the inner corner. And as you can see, I'm just using very small circular motions. And once I get the pigment down where I want, then I can start to blend it outward. After that, I'm going to go into an eyeshadow by Morphe called Trouble, which is kind of like a grayish brown color. And I'm going to do the same thing with this right on top of the shade that we just laid down, but doing the same thing starting in the outer corner. I'm just going to work it in, getting most of the product off the brush, and keeping it low. I'm going to bring it towards the inner corner about halfway. Then once I have most of the product out, then I'll start to blend it a little bit upward but not too much. Once that's all blended, next I'm going to go into another shade by Morphe called Midnight Kiss, and it's kind of like a gray purple type shade, and I'm going to use this and do the same thing, keeping it towards the outer corner. And I'm keeping this a little bit lower, bringing it slightly in towards the inner corner, and then I'm going to blend it upward just a little bit. Same thing to the other eye, getting as much of the product off the brush as I can, and in circular motions moving in towards the inner corner, and then blend out. Now using a clean brush, I'm just going to go in and kind of buff out the edges just to make sure that it's nice and smoked out and there's not a harsh line. After that, I'm going to go into Kohl by Morphe, which is just black basically, and I'm going to apply this only at the outer corner. And working with black kind of makes me nervous because if you're not careful with it, it can make you look like you have a black eye. So I'm just going to very lightly go in with not a lot of product at first, and again focusing on the outer corner first. I'm going to kind of drag it towards the middle, then I'm going to start blending it and bringing it towards the inner corner a little bit, but again keeping it very, very low and making sure not to go past my crease. Then we're just going to blend that out. Then we'll do the same thing to the other eye. Really packing that black on and blend it out. Next, I'm going to highlight my inner corner by using another Morphe shade. This is Pink Moscato. And I'm going to place it just on the inner corner of my eye. After that, for the star of the show, I'm going in with a Total Intensity eyeshadow. This is in Ombre, and it's kind of like this silver gray shade. And I'm going to use this just on my finger, and I'm going to use this on the inner corner of my eye. And then we're going to drag it across towards that black, but I want it to kind of fade out, so I'm going to place it lightly back here in the center, but I want it more focused on the inner corner. Then I'm going to take a brush and just buff out the edges a little bit, just to make sure that it's not just a harsh line there. Now from this point, we're going to stray away from the eyes just for a second, and I'm going to move on to highlighting and contouring. To highlight, I'm going to use this concealer by NYX, which is a dark circle corrector, and I'm going to use this to highlight underneath my eyes. So I'm going to take just a bit of it on my finger and just start to blend it out underneath my eyes, but I want to keep it in just the area where I have dark circles. Once I have a little bit of that down, I'm going to go into the LA Girl Pro Concealer again. I'm going to use this to highlight underneath my eyes, down the center of my nose, also my forehead, my chin, a little bit on my jawline. Then I'm going to go ahead and blend that out using the Beauty Blender. Next, to go ahead and set that, I'm going to go in with this NYX Mineral Powder. So using a brush, I'm just going to place it right where I put any of that highlight. Now going back to the eyes again, I'm going to use the exact same shades that I used on the upper lid on the lower lid. So I'm going to go back into the Anastasia contour kit, and I'm going to use the first shade that I put down on the bottom lid to balance out the top. Next, using a smaller precision brush, I'm going to go back into Trouble again by Morphe. And I'm going to use this right on top of what I just laid down on the bottom lid. And last, we're going to go back to Coal, which is the black. And we're going to place that as close as we can to the lash line and then blend it down. And I'm going to start in the lash line and kind of connect it to what we already have laid down, smoked on the outer corner. Then again, we're just going to go back and blend. Alright, then once that's down, I'm going to take a little bit more of that silver. I'm just going to place it a little bit on that lash line and just bring it into the other shades. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara, and I'm using this mascara by Rimmel, and use this to coat my lashes and get them ready for the false lashes that I'm going to put on. And to be honest, I think with this type of look, if you have like really long pretty lashes already, you really don't have to wear false lashes, but because I don't, I'll be going in with falsies. Once I have the lashes on, then I'm going to move on to eyeliner. And I'm just taking just a black eyeliner pencil. I'm not sure what kind this is because the name has rubbed off on it, but any black eyeliner will work for this. So I'm just going to take the pencil and line my eyes. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of the mascara that I used earlier, and I'm going to go over my bottom lashes with this. Next, I'm going to move on to contouring and sculpting my face. I'm going to go into the 3D Face Creator, as I always do. and I'm going to use the dark side to contour. So I'm going to take it on this NARS Kabuki brush. And I like to start off light and then add more if I need to. Now I'm going to move on to sculpting my face, so I'm just going around the perimeter. Also underneath my jawline to sculpt out my jaw. Also down the sides of my nose. Then I'm going to go back into the Anastasia contour kit again, Havana, to set the contour. Then I'm going to add a little bit of blush just to add some color to my cheeks. I'm going into this blush by Wet n Wild. And I'm going to put just a dab of it on this fluffy brush. Next to highlight, I'm going to use this highlight by Ruby Kisses. And I'm going to use this on the high points of my face. I'm going to place it right here on my cheekbone. Same for the other side. Also on the tip of my nose. Then I'm going to skip a little space and then highlight along the bridge of my nose as well. And I'm also going to place it on my brow bone. Then on the lips, I'm going in with Ruby Kisses and Nude Rose, as I always do. I'm just going to dab a little bit of it on my lips and then blend it out with my finger. But I like for my top lip to be a little bit darker than my bottom, so that's why I'm only placing it on my bottom lip. But this is just a personal preference. So you can really use whatever color that you wish with this look, but I just prefer nude lips, so I'm just going to keep it nude. Then I'm going to take this brown lip pencil by NK and line my top lip. And there you have it. The look is complete. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you next time in my next video. Bye guys. So thank you guys so much. So to start, I'm going to go in by, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And I'm going to use, and this is in 400 Caramel. So I'm going to mix. So today I have, is something that